Welcome everyone to the March 2025 Parallax EduChat. We have Andy here to share some news that we have since the last one in January. This recording probably you are seeing in YouTube, and we are going to also be sharing the slides that you are seeing in this video. So let's get started. So on the last meeting, we talked about the Cyberbot block programming that was going to appear in the learn.parallax.com website. And now we can confirm that the main code curriculum was released. So if you want to use the Cyberbot with block programming, all the curriculum is available. It's a port of the Python curriculum. So you will be able to see most of the things that you did in Python, you can do with block programming in a make code. Now we have some new releases. I think I'm going to do a couple of slides and hand it over to Andy for sharing his screen. We have released the Cyberbot Sumo tutorial. It's available in Python and in MakeCode with block programming. Maybe Andy is going to show a little bit of that.
Sure, if you'd like me to
well,
you want to keep
and I
going,
want you to maybe talk. I don't think, maybe not a good idea to do a demonstration on this, but also if you can talk a little bit about the serial terminal issue.
Okay.
The Python editor. So right now I'm sharing this slide. I can just talk about it really quickly, just in case a demonstration doesn't work. I don't think many microbit users use the serial terminal as much as we do for the cybersecurity curriculum. So not many people knows about this issue is when we have code that uses the serial terminal to print some text. Sometimes it's not working. So you load the code in the microbit and the text is not showing. Usually the most common solution is you click away from that tab, you click in some other tab, go back to the editor, and then the serial terminal starts working. That's the easiest way to get it, up and running. So Andy, I'm not sure if you can demonstrate that. That's just something we want to quickly share with people that we had some calls on the educators hotline that they were having the issue. They thought it was their issue, but it's actually an editor issue. And,
I can give it a try on the demo.
Okay, so you had the microbit editor serial terminal issue and the introduction of the SumoBot tutorial, and I can send the share to you.
Okay, here we go. Share screen 2. Okay. So can you see the microbit Python editor?
Yes.
All right. So what I have here is a script that should count upward. It starts with the value of n equals 0, and then it adds 1 to n each time. And when I hit send to microbit, nothing appears to happen in the serial monitor. And so what I've found is that if you click another tab in your Chrome browser and then click back, in most cases, the print appears. This time it didn't. Just my luck.
I swear it worked. When I did the screen captures, it did work.
So some other things you can do to try to get the serial monitor to display for you is you can hit send Control+D to reset. That's a button, not necessarily. I mean, you can click inside the monitor and hit Control+D, but you can also click the 3 dots to the upper right and reset it. And notice that this time the serial monitor disappeared. What that says to me is that, yes, this is the bug in question, because that started happening when the serial monitor stopped displaying. And so after sending Control+D to reset, then clicking to another tab and clicking back, I do get reliable display of the serial monitor. And let's see but notice that I just hit send to microbit and nothing's showing. But if I click another tab and then click back, it usually fixes it. So that's an important heads up for those of you who are going through the Python cybersecurity curriculum and are making frequent use of the serial monitor. Ari, would you like me to show where to find the SumoBot tutorial and the MakeCode block tutorials on the Learn site while we're here?
Yes, that's a
Okay.
common question too about competition. So yes.
Okay, very good then. So here I am at learn.parallax.com, and at the home page, basically, if you hit the Cyberbot link right here, it will take you to the Python series option and the MakeCode series option. I'll go ahead and right-click both of those and open them into new tabs. So here is the Python series with all its prerequisites and main lesson chapters. Each of these tiles is equivalent to a chapter that you can click into and start following the series. And then here is the equivalent MakeCode series with its chapters. And notice that it looks very similar. And that's because most of the material, not all, but most of the material that is introduced in Python is also introduced in MakeCode block. And so, for example, if we look at circuits with the Cyberbot, we can go in and here is a check push buttons activity. And after building the push buttons, here is the MakeCode blocks that you can run at makecode.microbit.org. Okay, also going back to the learn.parallax.com homepage, for the SumoBot, actually, it's the same path where we can go to either one of these tutorials, or I consider it to be a book. So we'll go back to Cyberbot and just do it from the start. So again, I'm going to open both of these into a new tab. And I'll show you where to find the SumoBot competition. It's all the way at the bottom, Cyberbot Sumo contests. And this one is currently a tilt control. We have plans to add sensor activities to it as well. So currently we have tilt control with, so you'll use the battery pack and a second microbit for tilt control, or in classrooms, you can also just use a second Cyberbot as the tilt controller. You can tilt one Cyberbot to drive the other. And then we have full instructions for getting set up. And and then I also listed some customizations that can be done, like adding a 3D printed plow, and we have a link to an example in Thingiverse. And the same set of lessons exists. I am now in the MakeCode tutorial series, and if you scroll to the bottom of this, you will also see a Cyberbot Sumo tile, and it has essentially the same material, except for that it has been adapted to the MakeCode block. And I'd also like to point out that there are links to the tilt control tutorials, which are essentially separate tiles that are up here. We have cybersecurity tilt radio control right here, and this is in the MakeCode blocks version. And then in the Python version, we also have cybersecurity radio tilt control right here. And so it points you to this chapter to go through first, so that you can get a functional tilt controlled Cyberbot before continuing on to do the SumoBot competitions. Okay, are there any questions on that before I pass it back to Ari?
Nope.
All right. Okay, well, I hope that was informative. So there you go, Ari.
Let's see, so a couple more things. As usually, we mention this every time, we recommend checking the events page at the parallax.com website. In this case, I'm only showcasing a couple of things. So we have actual events upcoming. We are going to be in several conferences through the summer. So this list is longer than what I'm showing on the screen. We have one at the end of March coming up soon, but this is the first time in several years, I believe, I don't remember when it was the last one, that we are going to do a Parallax open house. So May 2nd and May 3rd. May 2nd, Parallax open house, we'll have schools and students visiting Parallax on Friday. And then on the 3rd, on Saturday, we'll have more Propeller microcontroller developments and talks more specific for Propeller users. But on Friday, we will have more of an open house where people can visit Parallax, see the office, see the production assembly line, and visit through the building with tours. And then it's actually this content I'm going to show is actually on the same events page. If you keep scrolling until the bottom of that page, you will see all of At Your Own Pace workshops. We have updated several of them. So these are new slides, new recordings, because we moved the Learn website, and some of the links in the presentations were updated from the old website to the new website. We take new Zoom recordings. So these are updated. So if you did them before, you may want to do them again. You have the hardware, you can just follow the videos and the new slides with the new links. That's everything I have for today. And as usual, if you have any questions, you can email us at education@parallax.com, or my email is aalvarez@parallax.com. And we will now end the recording and go into question and answers.
Thanks, guys. This was a super cool presentation.